Hello and welcome back to the Blue Podcast Network. This is the Blue Podcast Extra. I'm here with Ronnie and Lloyd, and we're going to be taking you through some strange laws around the world. So we're starting in Switzerland.
Right.
No flushing after 10 p.m.
You what?
In Switzerland, it's illegal to flush the toilet after 10 p.m. in some apartment buildings, as the noise is considered a disturbance to neighbours.
That's grim.
You're joking.
So you can't flush the toilet after 10 p.m.
Yeah. What happens when you take like a dump at midnight or something and it's just in there? Is there like
Gotta wait.
what's the time you're able to flush the toilet again?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Doesn't
But
say.
I think it's probably just after 10 p.m. until
Just
like
when
you
you
know
wake
a
up.
reasonable time in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
So like 7, 6.
Yeah.
Something like
Which is crazy, by the way.
that. That is mental. Imagine it stinks out your bathroom for the whole night.
Well, you just got to go without, really. I
Just,
think.
yeah, I
haven't
just
you?
don't think you go. You just-
Damn.
or they have an early curfew.
Yeah. What if you're desperate though? Like desperate times call for desperate measures, guys.
You'd have to though.
That's mental.
That is a grim rule.
I can't believe. Why is it really that loud?
Oh, I don't know how much it is though actually a thing though, because it says in some apartment buildings. I mean,
Right.
I've
I
been,
think it's just in. I reckon it's just in flats and apartments. Just not.
so yeah,
in-
I've been to Switzerland before, and like there was no rules
There
about
was
it
no
there, or at
rules
least we
about
didn't get
that.
told about any rules there. So I think in most places it's probably fine,
Mhm.
but
I reckon it's one of those rules where it's just like it says it as a law, but it's not actually a law. Like in England, you can't like harm a. Was it goose? Not a goose. Is it goose?
Yeah,
It's a queen. It's the,
the
swan.
swans, that's it.
You can't
Yeah.
harm- you can't harm a swan.
Should we move on to number 2 then?
Yeah.
This one I actually knew about before, which is chewing gum is banned in Singapore,
Oh.
That doesn't surprise me.
except for medicinal purposes. It does say though,
Right.
due to the cleanliness concerns, those caught chewing it can face a hefty fine.
Oh, okay. So it's a fine. So you.
So yeah, you're not going to go
Wouldn't
to
go-
prison
Wouldn't
for
be
like
looking at
chewing a
jail
bit of
time
gum.
for chewing some gum.
No, but I knew that rule because Singapore's meant to be this lovely, clean country that it's really clean there. The streets are amazingly clean. There's no rubbish anywhere, so they don't want any chewing gum for people
Yeah.
to put in random places.
No. Yeah.
What's the world's cleanest country? It's Japan, isn't it?
Probably, I
Japan is
think.
Japan, isn't it?
But I mean, what do you think of that rule? I think that's quite a good rule. I quite like that rule.
Yeah, I mean, it would have saved me a few times when I've stuck my fingers underneath the desk at school.
Yeah,
and
it's
then
horrible.
It's
No, that's what I mean. I can see
so
why this
much
is a rule.
gum.
I think it's quite a good rule to have. I quite like it.
I think I think that's just a UK thing. Just get rid of it. Don't allow it in school. Well, they don't do that actually.
No.
Well, they don't, but then it's hard to enforce
Yeah.
in schools. That's the thing. Like,
So they just don't. They must just not sell chewing gum in Singapore at all. Then.
no, they don't. Apparently, the only place you can really get it is the airport when you're
Right.
leaving. It's like really it,
Damn.
and they probably won't let you bring it in. I imagine. I don't know, but
Crazy. Got to brush your teeth well then, or else you have stinky breath.
yeah,
You
spearmints.
should have mints though.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, true. Yeah.
As long as you don't leave the rubbish lying around.
Yeah.
But I quite like that rule. I'm not against that rule. I think that's a good rule.
No, it's not a bad rule.
But number 3, Thailand, you don't step on money. So in Thailand, it's illegal to step on money as it's considered disrespectful to the monarchy. The king's image appears on banknotes, and stepping on them is viewed as insulting.
That makes sense to be fair.
Right.
I don't know what the punishment is.
What if you accidentally step on it?
Well, I think that's probably different, but like I think you're still like you're not meant
Purposely
to.
just. Why would you purposely just start stepping on money anyway?
No, but that's what I think. I think it is if it's an accident, like you're just walking, a banknote falls under your foot and you step on it. It's like that's a crime.
Damn, that's mental.
I mean, I get it. I do get it, but it seems a bit harsh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know about that.
What do you think if they implement that here?
Well,
I don't think anyone cares. I think they'd do it more.
Yeah, no, I think it is one of those rules where if it came in, people would be like, "Yeah, I'm going to step on some
Such
money
an-
now
it's
just
such
to
an
piss
English
people
thing, isn't
off."
it? To totally do the complete opposite of what you're being told to do.
Also, though, how often are people stepping on money that you need a law for it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried
So
about.
someone just decided, yeah, you know what? We're
No,
gonna make that
it
a
would
law.
have been like would they have a president? Or is it like a
If it was a monarchy, because
Monarchy.
they said it's the monarch's image.
they would have
Wow.
said that then. That makes
Interesting.
sense. I think that makes sense.
No, it does.
Because you're
it does.
stepping on their face.
Yeah, well,
I just think it's a bit
One-
interesting though.
one that I think's outrageous. In Japan, it's illegal to faint.
What?
It's technically illegal to faint in public under under certain circumstances, as it can be seen as causing a public disturbance.
That's such a blurred line, though. Circumstances. I
What
think.
on
That
earth?
can't be like.
Basically,
definitely
they're
no
saying
force.
like it's basically like the equivalent of in England a public order offence. Like you just faint and it causes massive disturbance to the public.
Well, it's not your fault if you faint.
But I don't know what circumstances would it be not allowed in, and what circumstances would it be allowed in.
That's crazy.
I presume that law is kind of not really actually a thing.
Taken with a pinch of salt.
I would
Yeah.
hope so. I'd hope that's not enforced.
Because
Because that is.
you know, you're just not eating
crazy.
enough, and it's a hot day, and you just pass out. Like,
No, I know exactly. Imagine it's like an old lady or something who just passes out because she's had like sunstroke, and then she gets chucked in jail. Because
yeah,
she's
you're like,
taken-
right, you're going away for time now.
You're gone. 2 years behind bars. 2 years.
That's crazy. That. But yeah, I want to know what circumstances you get put away for.
That is, yeah, I don't know.
Japan have a lot of funny rules though. They've got you can't eat on any sort of public transport either.
Oh, really?
Really?
You
Wow.
can't eat on any.
I
public
quite like
transport
that
either.
actually.
I
Uh,
like it on buses. Trains, if it's a long distance, I'm not a fan of
Trains you can't do it. They've got another one as well.
that. What about their airlines? Can you do it on their airlines?
I don't think you can. No, I think because that's two places. It's not their
Yeah.
their borders, is it? There's another one for Japan. If their trains are like past like 30 seconds late, they refund them as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's
something
the
like
thing.
that.
Like,
I'd love that. I'd get like
imagine a train
75% of
here-
my trains.
Imagine
really
a
all
train
the
here
time,
was
so
30
clean
seconds
everywhere.
late. All the trains here are late. Like,
Yeah.
none of them leave on time. I think me and my dad were saying like we got back from Manchester like 5 minutes late, and we were saying, oh, that's basically on time. That's really good. And if in Japan, like, you'd be getting in loads of trouble for doing that.
Oh, it's crazy. It's even like you get on the tube, you're like trapped in like a pack of sardines. It's awful.
Well, number 5. This one's quite interesting. Denmark have a name law. So in Denmark, parents are required by law to choose from a list of approved names for their children. There's a specific government list of 7,000 names you can pick from, with some exceptions.
There's a few. There's every country's got a few names that you can't ask. I can't remember what they are exactly, but there are some outrageous ones in some countries.
Like,
Yeah.
you can't have. I mean, obviously Adolf Hitler. You can't
Yeah,
have that name.
yeah.
That's the name that's
Yeah.
not allowed in any country. And I think there's other ones which are like basically sexual things you're not allowed
Yeah.
either. Like there's a lot of naming rules. I think.
There's
Yeah.
other random ones. Like in some countries, you can't be called like James or stuff like that. There's like
James?
there's really like random ones.
Yeah.
I'd have to look it up, but there's like some maybe not James, but like there's like really common names like that are like banned in certain
That's really
countries.
weird.
It's
That
really,
is.
it's really weird.
But I don't mind that. Like having 7,000. I mean, 7,000 is a lot of
That
names.
is a lot of names. Yeah.
Surely you can find one that you like on that list. I mean, I get why they're doing it, because I feel like sometimes if parents choose unique names, it's kind of encouraging bullying in some senses. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Like, what was it like?
XAE-12. Elon Musk's
Oh.
kid.
How do you actually say that?
I don't know.
Ash. I don't know.
Got no idea.
That's the
Ash
thing.
something.
Like, that name shouldn't be allowed.
No.
Shouldn't be allowed. I like that 7,000.
I think society's getting to a point though where everyone's gonna have a different name. I don't think anyone.
Do you reckon?
I think we'll get to, not in our lifetime, but we'll get to a point where everyone's got a different name. Like I see in so many, like especially with like celebrities,
I don't think
it has to be a different
everyone-
name.
I don't think everyone, because that's
a
gonna be
lot.
too
It'll be a
hard.
lot. It'll be really common to not have popular names anymore. Like
Yeah.
just your classic names. I think would be out the window.
Yeah.
at some
Yeah,
point.
maybe.
I reckon that's where it's going anyway.
Guess we'll see in
Maybe,
like
yeah.
50, 60 years' time.
Right. Well, Australia we're going to next. No vacuuming on Sundays.
What?
In Victoria, so one of the provinces. Not the whole
right.
country, but in
Ah.
Victoria. But it's quite a big province that. It's illegal to vacuum your house on Sundays. This law was put part of an effort to keep the noise levels down on what was traditionally a rest day.
Oh.
Interesting, isn't it? I
That's
weirdly,
strange.
I weirdly don't mind that as a law, because I do think if
I think that's
it's
fine.
loud, but like,
You can go without vacuuming for a day.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. I mean, but what happens if, like, I don't know, you spill something on the floor and you need to hoover it up? What do you do then?
You get one of the neighbours. Oh, here's someone vacuuming.
Yeah,
Gonna phone
sorry,
the
yeah, but
police.
How much is that law reported on? Like, am I going to be sat in my house and I'm going to be like, is that noise what I think it is? No, they're not. They're not. And
They ain't doing that, are they?
They better not be.
Yeah. What a bizarre rule.
You've got
Like-
to be such a snitch, though, to put your
Yeah,
neighbours
but
into
I'll tell you, there are snitches out there. That's for sure. People who play the, even in like workplaces, you know, that there's always one person who plays every single rule to the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the classic like primary school. Oh, I'm telling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that used to drive me nuts.
that. Right, well, number 7. This one, I think, could be a bit controversial. So in France, there's no kissing on train platforms.
I
So
respect that.
in the 1910s, France passed a law banning kissing on train platforms. This was supposedly to prevent people from delaying train departures. Now, I weirdly, out of all the public places, I think that's one of the worst places to ban it, because I think surely if you're saying goodbye to like a lover who's going away on a massive trip for like a year, you're gonna want to kiss them goodbye.
I guess you could just kiss them goodbye at the top of the staircase.
I know, I guess so.
Yes, you could.
but I don't know how many people were kissing people on platforms that caused delays to train departures. I mean, I get
If
it.
they're both doing it right on the bit
On
you
the
go
line.
through, on
Thing
the
is-
line you go through.
Yeah.
I get it. Thing is, it is grim if you're stood in public and there's a couple,
Oh, just
necking
making
each
out.
other,
Yeah,
necking each other
yeah.
off.
No, it's too much.
I think
Get a
that
room.
should be banned, but not
is
like
grim.
a quick peck to say goodbye. That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't like it if you're in public and you see people like, yeah, it's horrible.
Oh, it's just too much, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just,
No
yeah.
one wants to see that.
No.
I don't get why you want to exhibit it to everybody.
No,
it
exactly.
It should be a private thing because it's.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a personal. No, yeah, I don't want to see people making out when I'm trying to walk down the road. No, thank you.
Especially when I'm single.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Preach.
No, but rule number 8, I actually know this one. I don't think it is Italy. I think it's more the island of Capri. But there's no sandals with socks in public places.
Just
So-
a quick question: is that where Capri Sun comes from?
I don't know.
If that
But-
is, I'll be sour.
But in some parts of Italy,
I never
particularly
thought about that. Actually.
Yeah, I didn't. I just you
Neither.
just keep it up. It came to my
But
head.
particularly in tourist hotspots, it's frowned upon to wear sandals with socks in public places. This isn't a law everywhere, but it's often treated as an unspoken rule.
Right.
But actually, now I think about it, I don't think Capri is a ban on sandals. The rule in Capri is you're not allowed to wear flip-flops
Oh.
because the noise. Because I went to
I
Capri.
get that. It's annoying.
The
sometimes.
noise disrupted the locals, and they said they didn't want tourists coming and wearing flip-flops all the time, so
That's
they
fair
banned
enough.
them completely.
It's
Yeah.
going to be a whole European thing as well, where you can't have your top off outside just off the beach. That's going to be a whole European thing. So you know,
Oh wow.
it is in Spain. In Spain, it's everywhere sort of now. I think, but I think along like the Mediterranean, they're going to make it. You can't have your top
Damn.
off unless you're literally on the beach.
Oh wow!
Wow.
But yeah, what
That
do you think
sucks.
of that? Look,
All the time.
socks with
Yeah.
socks with sandals is a bit of a crime, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
Unless
who
you're
is
walking
doing
around
that?
inside. If you're walking around inside, yeah, like for example, in my accommodation, I wear socks with sandals because I have socks on. If I want to walk to the kitchen, I'll put my flip flops on quickly.
Yeah.
Just to walk there.
Socks and sandals on the beach. I mean, that's
Yeah, but that's a crime.
criminal. That is.
But next we're going to Bermuda.
Right.
There's no Elvis impersonators.
I've heard of that one.
It's
There's
illegal.
no
to,
I've
Elvis
heard of that one.
in
impersonators.
Bermuda, it is illegal to impersonate Elvis Presley. It was enacted in the 1970s after some Elvis impersonators caused a disturbance at a local hotel.
Fair enough.
I don't care. Like, come on. Like, there's too
That's
many of them.
so random.
many.
That's so random.
But what, are we big fans of Elvis Presley? What are you
I
guys?
mean-
My dad loved Elvis Presley. Like he really liked.
Yeah, my
he really liked Elvis
uncle's a
Presley.
big fan of him, I think. But yeah, I can't really say I've listened to much of his music.
No, neither.
But if they were terrible Elvis impersonators, then yeah, for sure I get it. Because people who try and impersonate people that are actually shocking, it's painful to watch.
Oh, it is horrible.
It's so bad. They get up on the stage in front of everyone, try and impersonate them, and then sound nothing like them or look nothing like them. If you're gonna actually do it, you've got to do it well.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been across like a case where there've been bad impersonations. I feel like it's too embarrassing for them to be bad.
Yeah,
I don't
you
think I've come
imagine.
across that.
Imagine it just getting up on stage in front of all these people and then sounding nothing like the person that you're trying to be.
Yeah.
So humiliating.
Well, number 10. In Italy, you're not allowed to feed pigeons in Venice.
Oh.
In Venice,
There's a lot of pigeons. That's why.
feeding pigeons is prohibited. The law was passed to protect the historic buildings from damage caused by pigeon droppings and to maintain public hygiene.
They've
Nice.
got a ridiculous amount of pigeons.
Have
in
they?
Venice.
I've not been to
It
Venice.
is a
It's
ridic-
somewhere I
I've
wanna
not.
go.
No, I've not gone, but I know that's a thing.
Oh, right. That's
that-
quite
I-
interesting, actually.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't see people feeding pigeons that often.
no, I don't particularly go ahead and see a pigeon and the first thing that I want to do is feed it.
Ducks
So-
maybe, but not pigeons.
Yeah, I remember like throwing some bread at ducks when I was like 5 or 6.
But like, yeah, how many people you got? Because you got to consider why these laws come into place. How many people are feeding pigeons for this law to need to come into place?
yeah. Surely
I think
a
it
lot.
was like a courtesy thing for like just like people that like nature. Stuff
Maybe.
like that. Probably. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that one. It's interesting, but like again, if it's for historical reasons, then fair
Yeah,
enough.
because Venice is a very historical place. Like, you
Yeah.
know, if people go there, they want to see the history.
Yeah, for sure. They don't want to see bird droppings anyway.
No. Right, well, we're now coming to, the home country, the United Kingdom.
Right.
Carrying a plank of wood in public.
Well, that's bollocks.
In the
What?
UK,
That is bollocks. I watch it on a daily basis.
Yeah, a load
in-
of bricklayers, a lot, isn't it? doing all
according to
that.
this, in the UK, it's illegal to carry a plank of wood in a public place unless you're transporting it to a specific location, like a carpentry workshop.
That's such
I
a
think that's
random
rubbish.
law.
This proves to me that these laws, like, they might exist,
They're just
but-
old.
but they're not actually.
Yeah, nobody's actually
enforced.
looked at them in a century at
There
least.
is
Yeah.
something like, I saw a TikTok the other day. It's something like you're not in the UK, in London specifically, you're not allowed to milk a cow on the streets. So someone got a cow into London and they started milking it on the streets to see if the police would come, but they didn't, obviously, because like
Nobody-
whilst it's a law, it's not actually
But no-
like
nobody knows
enforceable.
it.
No, one-
Yeah.
no one's gonna
There was
enforce that.
there was another law that everyone talked about in school. It was like if your teacher's not there in the first 15 minutes, you can just
Oh,
leave.
yes.
Is that actually a rule?
Do you-
Because I thought it was.
I don't think it is.
I
I
don't
think
think
it's
it
rubbish.
is. I think it's a myth.
So
but-
Well, we
load of
always did it.
rubbish.
We always did it. If the teacher wasn't there after 15 minutes, it was bye.
Yeah,
We were gone.
no, that's fair enough. No, I mean that's such a strange law. They've definitely not looked at that since like the Victorian era.
Yeah, literally.
Well, in Spain, unfortunately for you piggy lovers, you can't have a pet pig.
Can't have a pet pig.
No. In Spain, it's illegal to have a pet pig in certain regions, particularly in areas like Catalonia, as pigs are seen as dirty animals, and the law is intended to promote cleanliness.
Oh,
I mean, again, this is one where I wonder why it's come in, because how many people are trying to have pet pigs?
yeah. Would I have a pet pig? No.
It's become a thing though, isn't it? There's like a certain like breed of pig that people like now. I forgot what I completely forgot what
Is
it
it
was. It's like
pygmy?
those.
No, that's rabbits.
No,
That's
there's like a
farm rabbit.
baby. There's like baby pigs now. So like that there's a
Can't remember
baby
what they're
hippo called. I think a baby hippo is called Pygmy. Like there's a famous one.
It's
in- it's in, like, Asia somewhere.
Right. I don't look at a pig and think, yeah, you know what, that's
not
that,
pet.
that's pet
my
material.
bread.
They're not
breakfast,
cute.
Yeah.
They're not cute.
No. And you imagine it just running around your living room.
Tearing things to bits as well. Probably.
Yeah. It'd just be dirty, as you said, like
They're not,
cleanliness.
also, they're not domesticated, really. Like, I know they're farm animals, so it's kind of a bit different to being in the wild. But they're not. They're also not domesticated. They're not pets. They're not loving.
No.
They're not intelligent either.
No.
Really.
at least dogs and cats are like intelligent,
Yeah.
and they're cute as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Pigs.
Can't say I've ever really wanted to have a pet pig.
Yeah, pet pigs never come into mind. So no, that's a decent law.
Right. Well, in China, you have no reincarnation without government permission.
Wait, what?
You heard me right. In China, Tibetan Buddhists must obtain government
that's why.
approval to reincarnate, a law that's been used to control the succession of Tibetan spiritual leaders, including the Dalai Lama.
Right.
So basically, because reincarnation's a thing in Buddhism,
Yeah.
they have to get special permission to do it.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
So if you're a failure in life, you ain't coming back, mate.
Yeah.
No, one and done.
Well, I actually know a bit about Buddhist monks because obviously Leicester have had them come in and do all the
Oh, of
the
course.
rituals and stuff
Yeah,
before
yeah.
because of our links to Thailand. Like, but it's always really interesting to hear what their customs and stuff, because apparently whenever they come to our training ground and stuff, they come and they do all these weird things, like they ring bells around because it's meant to like ward off evil presences.
Oh,
Like, Buddhism is meant to be a really beautiful religion. Apparently, like I've
yeah.
not looked much into it, but apparently it's meant to be really
No, I mean, I
religion.
learned a little bit about it doing RE in school, but apart from that, I think all my knowledge has gone from about Buddhism.
Well, in Germany, they have a law that favours us all. No beer belly visible on public transportation.
Yeah.
Can't imagine anyone arguing against that. In Germany, it's illegal to ride public transportation with your shirt off or expose your belly. This is part of maintaining public decorum and comfort for all passengers.
There's a clear lack of culture there.
Beer belly. Oh my gosh.
I mean, yeah, because who wants to get on a bus and be sat next to some massive German bloke who's been chugging back pints and he's got his belly out?
He's got like one of those massive glasses that they have, and they just sat on the train.
The Steins,
Yeah. Imagine during Oktoberfest.
That must be why this rule's in place. Imagine going to Dortmund at that time of year. It must be
Goodness
painful.
me, no. I mean, what if it's really hot though? It's like 35, 40 degrees. That's the only sort of thing. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Yeah, nobody really wants to see a beer belly. I
Won't be
certainly
35,
don't want
40
to see
degrees
it.
in Germany.
We never know.
No chance.
Has it
in
never
Germany.
never been that hot in Germany before?
No.
Ever?
Germany's like, yeah, no, it's not. I don't think so
It
anyway.
can be hot in Germany.
Because even the south's got the Alps next to it, and it's got there's a lot of ski resorts at the bottom.
True,
of Germany.
the Black
true.
Forest isn't ever that warm. That area down.
No, I mean, I've never been to Germany, if you can't tell.
I've been Cologne.
No, I've not been either. To be fair.
I'm not even joking. Cologne is literally Podolsky land. I'm not joking. But he has a kebab like chain, and it's in the airport. It's in the city. It's everywhere.
Wow.
it's weird. They worship that guy.
Podolski's taken over.
Right, well,
Literally.
we got a lot of laws on this list, so we're not going to go through them all. But I'm going to go through some which I think are crazy. So I'll start with the 2 UK ones that are left on the list.
Right.
So
Okay.
United Kingdom, no handling a salmon under suspicion.
What?
So I'll explain it. In the UK, under the Salmon Act of 1986, it's illegal to handle a salmon under suspicious circumstances. While the law is largely symbolic, it reflects the government's desire to combat illegal fishing practices.
Right.
So basically, if you're holding a salmon and it looks suspicious that you're holding it, then that's illegal.
That's really strange.
I don't know how you enforce that. How
No.
I don't think
What's
it
that?
does get enforced.
How can you hold a salmon and make it not look suspicious?
Unless
You're
if
just
you, like-
standing there holding a
Yeah,
salmon.
unless if you like slap someone with a salmon, maybe. You know, slap someone in
what I
the
was
face of it.
thinking.
Yeah, that's the only.
Fish
The
slapping-
slap
having
from
a
a
fish
fish was
slapping party.
painful.
Yeah,
It's
it is.
painful.
Yeah. I mean, I've never had it done to me.
Neither, but I know it's
fortunately,
painful.
Yeah.
It must be. I mean, you think how if something like wet hitting your arm, like
It's not even the
If
wet.
it
It's the
hurt.
scale. It's the scales on the fish going
Yeah.
going across. It's sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Painful.
well, the other UK one might be even more ridiculous. A dead whale on the beach is the property of the king. So in the UK,
Solid.
any dead whale or sturgeon that washes up on the shore is considered the property of the monarch. The law dates back to medieval times as whale products were valuable. I mean, the law makes sense, to be fair, because they did used to, like, whale farming used to be a massive thing. Like, people used to try and hunt them as much as they did, like, elephants now for their
Right.
tusks.
Okay.
Like, but the fact that that's still, like, in the constitution, I mean, we've not got a constitution, to be fair, but the fact that's still, like, a recognised law is crazy.
Yeah, that's a bit wild. I don't know. Why is it? Why should it be the
So
king's,
old though. That
king's
law.
property? Yeah,
So old.
that is. I mean, I don't understand
That's
what,
probably pre.
why that isn't why that is a law. What's that got any relevance to do with today?
Well, this one, number 31,
Right.
might be the most outrageous of all of the laws that I've read on this list.
Okay.
In Italy, you can't die in some towns.
You can't
That's just
die.
not true, is
In the
it?
town of Falciano del Massico, probably pronouncing that wrong, but
Pronounced
in
it great,
Italy,
mate.
Falciano del Massico, I'm going to say,
Yeah.
it's technically illegal to die. This bizarre law was enacted because the town cemetery was full and local officials didn't want to expand it.
They just told you to move away.
Basically,
Do
what they said was, the cemetery's full, no one can die here, you got to go and die somewhere else because we can't put you in our cemetery. That's what they said.
That is crazy. You imagine growing up in the town your whole life, and then as soon as you get to 60, they're like, "Nah, fuck off, get out of here.
You're done.
You,
Off you go."
You might be teetering on death. Like, time to go. That's insane. Just because they couldn't be bothered to expand the cemetery.
Yeah. I mean, how
That-
lazy is that? I mean, we talk about the builders here, like how long it takes them to build a road. Imagine being that lazy you can't even be bothered to build more room in a cemetery.
That is mental. No.
This one as well is quite funny. In the United States, it's specifically North Carolina, you're not allowed to sing off key. In North Carolina, it's illegal to sing off key in public. While rarely enforced, this quirky law remains in place.
Right. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that loads of people have probably sung
That
I'm gonna
Can't be
say, I can
enforced.
imagine that the singing quality is not like
No.
magically better.
It's
there.
not. It's not all there. I'm sure there's varying standards of singing. I know my singing ain't great.
Can we
Speak
have
for
a
yourself.
Oh
demonstration?
yeah. No,
Like a
no,
flute
no,
iron.
no. You're like, really?
Oh no, demonstration. No, I'm right.
No,
I'm
come
right.
on, man. You bigged yourself up now, though.
got to sing for us. Come on. Well, this links back to the French one that we had in Malaysia.
Yeah.
They've gone a step further. There is no public intimacy.
Right.
So in Malaysia, public displays of affection, like kissing, are considered illegal and are punishable with fines or jail time,
Wow.
especially in conservative areas.
Apart from the jail time, I don't think that's like an outrageous.
I presume it jail time though would probably be, you have to go a step further and do the deed in public.
Maybe.
Which
Well, it might just be
then
like
again,
making out.
That's a law here as well. I think. I presume if you were to do that in public here,
Well,
you'd also,
yeah, I
you'd
mean,
be in a lot of trouble.
I don't know. I can't imagine be very comfortable either.
No.
I'm not. I don't know. Nah, not. No.
Let's move on from that
Let's
one.
move on.
South Korea, no texting while walking. I think I love that rule.
No texting while walking.
Yeah. So South Korea has a law that prohibits texting while walking in certain areas as it can cause accidents and disrupt public spaces. I like that rule because
Yeah.
think how annoying it is when you're walking and you're sat like someone like that and you're walking towards them and they look up like that and then they suddenly look up like, oh, because you're there.
Yeah.
and they're in your ways. That's so annoying. I hate
Yeah.
that.
No, I mean I've been guilty of that once or twice, but
I mean, yeah, obviously so have I. Everyone has been, but it's a good law. I like that law.
yeah. But then how would they enforce that?
They don't.
Exactly.
Often they don't.
That, like,
North Korea's got some funny laws. Have you seen North Korean basketball?
No.
It's weird.
No.
I don't know what, I forgot how the point score goes, but it's something like, it's like 6 points for a 3-pointer or something. There's a whole different thing. It might as well not be basketball.
just had to
But
make
it's-
themselves a bit different.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's weird.
Did you like the toilet flushing law earlier? Because
No.
I've got another one for you. In Singapore, you're not allowed to flush a public toilet with your feet.
How is that
I
enforced?
don't know.
How is that going to be
Right.
enforced?
Singapore
In a
takes
private toilet as well.
Exactly.
The description I've got is Singapore takes cleanliness seriously. In addition to its gun ban, it's also illegal to flush public toilets with your feet. There are strict cleanliness and hygiene standards, and this law helps to maintain that. Who the fuck is flushing a public toilet with their feet?
With their feet.
I mean, yeah, I often go into a public toilet and think, I could do that, but I'm going to go and do that instead.
That's insane.
No one does that.
No, I mean, I'm trying to even think like how you would do that. Like, that's just no.
Nah, I back myself. I could do that.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I reckon
My-
you
my
could. Yeah,
foot
you
was quite
could easily.
But like, you'd have to turn around, wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you'd be facing that
Yeah,
way
maybe
of the
that way.
toilet.
yeah.
Yeah. That's just strange.
It's
no,
weird.
that's bizarre.
That's criminal behaviour. for doing that.
Who is doing that?
But I got two more fun ones which we'll end up on. So France, you're not allowed to name your pig Napoleon.
Oh, right.
That's pretty
So
disrespectful.
in
to be
France,
fair.
it is
Yeah.
illegal to name your pig Napoleon as it is considered disrespectful to the memory of the French emperor. This law was passed to prevent insults to Napoleon's legacy.
Right. Okay.
It's probably because he was small, or arguably small. It's actually a myth that he was like tiny. He was actually
Well,
like
is it-
five. I think he's actually like 5'10" or something. But he's
Actually,
not-
yeah, that's decently tall.
Taller than me.
I think I could be wrong. I could
For
be
that
completely wrong.
generation, though, as well, because that you got to
Wait.
consider humans have only got taller.
Yeah. Yeah.
How tall? That's a good question. Actually, how
He wasn't.
tall?
He wasn't really small. I know
in
that.
in 20 years' time, how tall do you reckon
I don't
humans will
think
start
it'd be that
getting?
much. I think
You don't
it'd
think
be
it'll
like
think
get
they're
taller?
gonna-
if that.
Or even over more.
Isn't it like they're starting to? It's going to start to decline.
Is it?
Yeah, I
It
think
might
that's what
be.
they're.
I
I think that's what they're
think that's the
predicting.
thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, because there's a line where you want to be tall, but you don't want to be too tall that it prevents you from doing certain things.
Yeah. I mean, I would have liked to have been 6 foot, but that's never happening, is it?
Yeah,
So-
I'm just on the cusp. And then the,
Oh, it's 5'6". But also, I wouldn't say that's like as
Still,
small
yeah,
as what they were
that's not
saying.
tiny. But last one we'll end up on. Sorry for you party lovers. You're not allowed to dance after midnight in Japan.
Oh.
I'm not going to
In
Japan.
Japan, it is used
No,
to.
I need a bit of nightlife in my life.
Well, in Japan, I don't know if it still is, but it used to be illegal to dance after midnight in certain areas, particularly in Tokyo, due to concerns about public order and behaviour. While this law was relaxed in 2015, it still remains a quirky part of Japanese legal history. So it's still technically a law, but they
Right.
don't really enforce it anymore. But up to 2015, they still did, it says.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's crazy. Can you imagine you just
That
like,
is mad.
you know, you're having a good time. You just, bust a move in the street. And then
I'm
you
not busting a move in the
the-
street.
you've had a good night. You're a bit drunk, and the police see you and they're like, "Oi, come here, you! You're going away for some time."
Start doing some dance moves. get arrested. I mean, that's just I mean, but that's in like Japanese culture, isn't it? There's this sort of massive thing on respect.
I'd say their culture's a lot more mature than the rest of the world.
Yeah, probably.
100%.
Which of these laws was your favourite then,
Um,
or like the most interesting you thought?
the most interesting one for me is the one about people not being able to die in a town, just being told to leave the town. Do you reckon they have like an age limit sort of thing?
I don't know, maybe
because-
because when you get to a certain age, you're more likely.
Yeah, you're more likely
yeah.
to die. So like if you hit 70, let's say, do you reckon
Yeah,
they
they
just
say you're off now.
yeah, you've got to go. Like your time's up in the town. I mean,
That's so cruel.
it's brutal, isn't it? Like, what if someone dies just one day? What do they do? Like, what happens?
I think they must have to just take them to the next town over, surely.
Yeah, I mean, I
Or
don't
they
know.
just die in the town and then they have their grave
Thing
in
is,
another town.
Yeah,
It's
maybe they're,
probably
like,
not a law now,
cremated,
though.
no?
It's probably not a law now, though. I
Yeah.
think that's probably like an ancient law.
I mean, I'd hope not. I'd hope that's not a law anymore. I
Yeah.
think that's just a bit mental.
Right, well, that seems like a good place to leave the video. Thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let us know which you thought was the most crazy law, and we will see you in the next one.